Hey folks, this is Chris. Welcome to yet another in my series. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me great pleasure to bring to you this, the Beretta CX4 Storm. Okay, so here it is on my natural wood table. I'm a master wood craftsman. Wait a minute, let me get some wrinkles out here. I fell the trees myself. But this is on my table here, and I am very glad to have gotten the plastic box for the Beretta CX4 Storm because a lot of people were getting cardboard. And here we go. Here's what's inside the box. Of course, there's going to be your owner's manual. And I do believe that this has pictures and stuff. Right? For people like me who can't read, yep. And of course, you got your warranty information, right? 3 years. Now that's pretty good. I will be sending that in 3 years. And of course, all the communist paperwork to remind people of Massachusetts, California, and whatnot that they're not free. A nice cleaning kit with this gun, with a brush, with a swab. But a sort of mediocre touch is the fact that you get only one, count them, 20 round magazines.
Large capacity ammunition feeding devices.
So it's fine, it's a 20 round magazine, but there's only one. And you would think for the price that Beretta could have said 2, maybe 3, but they didn't. But that's what's in the box pretty much, including a magazine loader right here. I would call it a speed loader, but those are not speed loaders. That's just a mag loader. And that's what's in the box. That's how it came in the box. Okay, folks, so here it is. This is the Beretta CX4 Storm. Now, this gun has been out a long time, and you may be wanting to ask, why did you get the CX4 Storm? Well, for one, I've always liked the CX4 Storm. I mean, it's kind of a wonky looking gun to me, but at the same time, I thought it also looked cool. So cool and wonky can go together. But I always thought that this was a really cool rifle, and I always wanted one. So I just finally made the decision to get it, but for a variety of reasons as well. One of the reasons, as a matter of fact, it's one of the key reasons that I got the Beretta CX4 Storm is total magazine compatibility with my Beretta M9. This here, that's my Beretta M9. And folks, all the guns in my videos are unloaded. And should the muzzle flash across like this, it's impossible for you to get shot during a video. And it also fits in the CX4 Storm. And this was by design in my head. So I can also use Beretta M9 magazines. Last round hold open on that bolt. That's great. The Beretta M9 magazine fits really well in there. So that's quite groovy. But now you may be asking yourself, yes, but Chris, which is a funny thing to ask yourself, does the CX4 Storm magazine fit in the M9? It does. Here we go. And so there it is. Holds open. Now, I didn't actually try to shoot the CX4 Storm magazine in the Beretta M9, but I'm quite confident it's going to work. And what that magazine compatibility adds up to for me is sort of the modern cowboy setup. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the Old West, back when I was young, they used 45 long Colt in their 6-shooters, and they also used 45 long Colt in their lever action guns. So they could use the same rounds in their rifle that they used in their pistol. Only today, it's magazines. And then plus, after all these years of stalking the Beretta CX4 Storm, quietly in the bushes, I finally decided to get it. And what also helped push me over the edge is that I've been watching, and let's face it, I always watch Mix Up 98's videos. Check out his videos if you get a chance, Mix Up 98. But he and his son were shooting this. If he speaks highly about this rifle, I trust him And that was one of the things that pushed me over the edge too. But make sure you check out their videos. But what that all means is that this here Beretta CX4 Storm, chambered in 9mm, is a pistol caliber carbine. Or is it carbine? I actually got yelled for that one time, but it doesn't matter because this one's pronoun is carbone. Speaking of carbone, let's get up close for some sexy styling here, right? It's not a very thick rifle. It's a very curvy rifle with slight protrusions like your host. And it actually feels good in hand. I was looking at this a long time ago and I was thinking, boy, this is an awful lot of polymer. And one would think after looking at all this polymer that this thing is going to be very, very light or kind of rinky-dinky feeling. Not by any stretch of the imagination. This is a very solid feeling gun and it shoots very well and very flat.
I've seen the bullets that implode.
The CX4 Storm is 29.7 inches long and the barrel is 16.6 inches long. So when you're shooting 9mm out of a 16-inch barrel, you're getting a whole lot more out of that cartridge. And with all of this polymer, you would think that this was going to be a ridiculously light firearm, and it's not. It's 5.8 pounds. I mean, it's not ridiculously heavy. It's a good, controllable 5.8 pounds.
Are they heavy?
Yeah.
Then they're expensive. Put them back.
And there's a good deal of versatility to this rifle. It looks like a very simple rifle, but there's a whole lot of features in here that you just don't see right off the bat. And one of them, of course, is going to be, you can see buttstock. It's not telescoping or anything like that. But if you want a longer length of throw, if you want the sights to be further from you, you can get two spacers. They're about this big. They're about 1 inch long spacers. You can get up to 2 of them on here. And I do plan to get one of them because I feel like I'm a little bit too close to the sights. And when you've got eyes like Mr. Magoo, such as myself, you don't want to get too close to the sights, but you don't want to be too far from the sights. I'm going to get one, but you can get up to 2. Another thing is that it has some degree of ambidextrousness in that you can take the charging handle from this side, and while you're breaking down the gun, you'll be taking the charging handle out anyway, but you could pull the charging handle out just like that at a certain point and put it on this side, and you can also change the ejection. And another ambi feature to this gun is that the mag release, here you go, you can see the mag release right here, right? You can switch it on over to the other side if you want to. And it's supposed to be designed so that somebody can reach it with their thumb. See that? I've got this in my right hand, and you have to, it's really hard for people to get it with their thumb. I'm keeping it on this side because I can operate the mag release easier with my forefinger, right? And get the magazine out like that. I don't have to worry about doing any thumb stretching or anything like that because Beretta did kind of put that mag release in kind of a impossible for some people location. The CX4 also has rail section, a great big long rail section right here. But you're not just limited to this rail section on the top of the rifle right here. There are spaces right here where you can attach other rail sections. And again, on the other side, for lights and lasers and stuff like that. But that's not all. You can also take this thing and push it on this stud this sling stud right here. If you push in on that, you can pull this up and you've got a hidden rail section right here. One slot, but you've got a hidden rail section. Let me bring it up close so you can see it. Right? And when you're done using it, if you don't want it anymore, push this down. Sammy Davis Jr. Another cool thing I noticed about this firearm is that the front and rear sights fold out of the way, because if you want to put an optic on the top of this, which many of you will, you can take your front sight. Let's get it lined up over here, right? Can you see that? I'll bring it up even closer. There you go. You see your front sight. You can drop your front sight out of the way. And again, with your rear sight, sort of a peep rear sight, you see that? You could drop that out of the way, which, by the way, the rear sight has 2 apertures, right? Long range and short range. And you could take that, drop that out of the way in the event you don't want either of those things sticking up to distract you while you're using your red dot. And while on the surface, some of those little features like that don't seem like a very big deal, they do add up, and it makes one great package of a rifle here. The safety is a cross bolt safety. Right here, yeah. I also engage and disengage the safety with my forefinger because your thumb just doesn't reach it. You see that recessed area? They put the safety right here in this recessed area. Unless you've got like super long thumbs, I mean, you can, but you're going to be holding the firearm unnaturally to engage that safety. So that little recess in here is kind of weird, and the placement of the safety could have been just a little bit better. But again, it's not going to send me to the therapist. I think it's fine. I mean, I'm just going to engage it and disengage it with my forefinger. So, and finally, the last thing about this rifle is that the barrel isn't threaded. So for those of you who are thinking about getting the CX4 Storm and are thinking about putting a can on it, you're not going to be able to because it's not a threaded barrel. Now, having watched other people's videos, especially Mix Up 98, I am going to get a new charging handle, and it's a nice rounded one that's a lot more comfortable to engage and disengage. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the bolt release. Okay, here's the bolt release. How could I forget that? There's the bolt release right there. Push it down and it chambers you around. So I'll do that with my thumb. I'll come over to this side so you can watch the charging handle engage. Elvis Presley. Now I did take this firearm to the range shooting and it shot very well. It shoots very flat and it's a comfortable gun to shoot. The problem for me is the problem that I have with basically all rifles or most rifles, and that is that my eyes don't pick up the sights very well. My eyesight is getting worse as I get older, and here pretty soon, in about a week, I'm going to be getting hearing aids. So everything's falling apart on me. But the sights, I'm not picking them up quite as good. I pick them up better when I'm in short range aperture with this thing, but I'm still going to end up dropping a little bit of bright orange paint on the tip of this sight right here, just to give me a little bit of assistance. But most of you young people or people with good eyesight aren't going to have that hard a time with this. I can see that a lot of people are going to find these sights very easy. It comes with this nice comfortable cheek rest right here. And that does feel good. You know, when I bring it up, it does feel good. And yeah, what more can you say? This is a pretty nice pistol caliber carbone, and I am very happy to have it. And another thing I would like with this rifle is if you like, shared, and subscribed, hit those buttons down below and make sure you crush those so that you can be alerted when I'm coming out with more content. I would be certainly glad. I would love to bring you more content. But this is the Beretta CX4 Storm, and since I have both this and the Beretta M9, you will see a lot more shooting with the two of these firearms, and it will be coming up very soon. And I appreciate you guys watching. And again, I'm Chris. My email address is scrolling across the bottom of this screen as we speak right now. That's toimproper@gmail.com. Write and I'll answer you, provided you're going to be polite about whatever it is you have to say. And of course, if I've got the time. Thanks for watching. God bless these United States of America. And keep on protecting your families, yourselves, your country, its flag, your amendments, and your country's honor. It's the patriotic thing to do, and it's the right thing to do.